Tudor box. Heritage Black Bay. So the Black Bay came out a few years ago. The maroon bezel, just the vintage look of it was super popular. So they created the Heritage Black Bay, which is similar to the Black Bay, but it doesn't have the bezel. So it actually reminds me of a Explorer. So I believe the booklet actually goes in there in the back. So let's take a look at the Black Bay. This is the Black Bay 36. This also comes in a 41. I chose the 36 because I just think it, especially for a vintage piece or a piece that's going after a vintage look, it just makes sense to have it a little bit smaller. But certainly if you have a bigger wrist, you can aim for the 41. Similar to the Black Bay, the clasp is really well done, and you can see right here this little white. So those are ceramic ball bearings, so they're supposed to not wear down. Engraving on the inside. So even the bracelet is very reminiscent of an Explorer. Again, this is the 36 millimeter, so it is smaller. The bezel is polished. So it's a nice combination of polished and brushed. So it looks almost dress watch like in some sense, but also like a sports watch. I like that there's no date window. The dial is a shiny gloss black. Kind of wish it was the matte black. I think it would have added to the vintage look of it, but you know, it's okay. And just to contrast sizes, here it is next to the Intramatic. So notice they're the same size, but the Intramatic actually looks bigger because of the bezel. The bezel on this piece, and there's no bezel here. You could also compare it to the Speedmaster Reduced. And again, it's kind of similar, but the Speedmaster does look slightly bigger, but it could be because of the chrono pushers and also the curved crystal. Wish this was a curved sapphire, but they went with just a flat. So size-wise, pretty similar, but the Speedmaster Reduced does look a little bit bigger. Nice thing about this watch is that it also comes with their Nato Strap. Now, Tudor's Nato straps are really famous because these are made on these super old looms and they actually call it like a textile strap. So it's a little bit thicker and denser. And this isn't like dyed like this. These are individual string that's all colored this way, and it's knitted like this. So you can kind of see the texture of the strap right there. Again, it's a little bit different than the Nato strap that you would just buy like on Amazon or something. It feels different. One thing I wish is that this came in a black or a dark blue or even like a dark maroon Nato. I know the camouflage Nato goes with the Ranger, and I think it works well with it. I don't know if it works as well with this version of the Black Bay, again, because of that polished bezel. So, because it's a polished bezel, and it doesn't have that rotating bezel, some people will say it's not like a functional dive watch. It's not a true dive watch, which is fine. But, it fits, unless you're hardcore diving, it should fit just your daily needs, and also transitions well between like a casual piece, but also like a more formal piece. All right, so there it is, the Tudor Heritage Black Bay 36.